So I am so excited to have the chance to introduce one of my friends who is going to be pitching this evening. Her name is Lauren Greenspan, and she is with the Youth Yoga Project.
We're experiencing a mental health crisis in our schools. 1 out of 5 students show signs of an emotional issue, such as anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. And do you know what's most shocking? 80% of these students won't receive any support. Just last week, a student shared this with me. My mom says that I've got to stop getting in trouble in school and improve my grades, but all I can think about is how we were evicted last month. We've been sleeping at a new house every couple of days. I hate it. Without support, this kind of stress manifests itself in the classroom as anger, frustration, and despair, resulting in excessive detention and suspension. Right here in Ohio, 36,000 pre-K through 3rd grade students were suspended, leading to a 23% drop in graduation. This data shows us that it's not our kids that are broken, it's our system. Youth Yoga Project believes we can do better, especially for our students living in poverty who need our support the most. To do that, Youth Yoga Project trains school leaders and classroom teachers to implement our research-based mindfulness curriculum, providing students with real-time strategies to manage their emotions. And data shows that Youth Yoga Project's program works. After participating in our program, students report a 75% increase in their ability to manage their emotions, and teachers report a 20% decrease in out-of-class removals. One teacher reported, "Practicing mindfulness with my students has led to less anger, less hostility, and more students succeeding in class." Our demand is growing rapidly. Since founding Youth Yoga Project in 2017, we've grown from serving 5 schools to 35 schools. This school year alone, we've experienced over 50% growth, empowering 1,500 teachers, 40,000 students, and expanding to schools in Cleveland, Toledo, Springfield, and Cincinnati. Youth Yoga Project has a program that works and a model that's scalable. Our demand is outgrowing our capacity to serve. So tonight, we're asking for $100,000 in seed money so we can hire 2 additional trainers who will implement our proven program in 35 new schools. Each school will pay $10,000 to implement our program, which will generate $183,000 in net income, allowing us to be self-sustaining within 1 school year. Your investment tonight will put us on a trajectory to scale to 118 schools across Ohio and the country by 2024, impacting tens of thousands of students. We need you. Join this movement to empower a generation of young people with mindfulness tools to manage their emotions and lead happy and productive lives. Thank you.
Could you talk a little bit more how you recruit your schools and how you are able to expand the way you are?
Yeah, so 2 of the main ways that we acquire new school partnerships, one is through word of mouth, and we're really proud of that because schools are saying to their colleagues in other schools and other districts, hey, this program works, you should check it out. And the second way that we meet new school partners is through professional conferences, both locally and across the state and the country.
Did you say that you were going to hire 2 trainers with the investment?
Yes.
And 2 trainers will allow you to get that level of scale?
Yes, so currently we have 2 full-time employees at Youth Yoga Project, and we've been able to do all of this. And so imagine what we could do with 4 people. And we do believe that each trainer will have the capacity to have a caseload of about 17 schools.
And back to the school question, how you identify the schools. Are there schools in the pipeline right now that once you receive the investment that you can deploy the trainers right away?
Yes, so we're currently at capacity with the staff we have, and we're receiving more and more inquiries from schools for partnerships for next year, and actually already have some contracts secured for next year. And so we're really confident that we'll be able to get those 35 schools.
How important is it for you to have buy-in from the leadership level to really have this be successful in each school?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So Youth Yoga Projects program is a school change model. And so we use mindfulness as a vehicle to change the culture of a school. And so buy-in from the building leadership is critical because we're trying to do two things with our program. One is we're trying to empower students with healthy tools to manage and process their emotions and stress. And two, we're trying to shift the way that adults respond to student behavior. And so that requires them to develop their own mindfulness practice and learn about what's happening behind student behavior.
So, receiving funding today would be great, but what's the sustainability projection?
Yeah, so schools who partner with us pay for our program. And so with this investment, we're projecting $183,000 in net income after the end of next school year, which will allow us to continue to sustain those additional staff members as well as scale to more schools.
So what if you didn't receive funding tonight?
Yeah. If we didn't receive funding tonight, we would continue to try to grow, to look for other sources of funding so that we can support that initial cost of onboarding new staff. But we'll get creative and keep pushing forward.
What's the cost per school or student? However
Can you say
price
per
it.
student? Or-
Either the price per school or is it price per student?
Yeah. So the price per school is $10,000. And that's for an entire year of a partnership with us. And that means 4 different things. So that means, one, that the school is getting an entire year of high-quality professional development from us. So we're not a one-and-done kind of professional development provider. We'll keep coming back to support them. 2, it means that they get access to our research-based mindfulness curriculum, which gives them a standards-based way to implement mindfulness school-wide throughout the school year. The third thing is that we go into the classrooms. We work side by side with the teachers and model for them what the mindfulness instruction should look like. And we give real-time coaching and feedback to the teachers on how they're doing. And then the fourth part is that we work with the building administrators to form a mindfulness leadership team in the school. And this core group of staff receives additional training from Youth Yoga Project, empowers them to be the experts in the building so that they can support their colleagues when we're not there. And so what happens is you start to see the entire staff making shifts and changes in the school culture as a result.
Do you have tiered pricing for schools that are in a different socioeconomic area of town? Is it a flat $10,000? I'm assuming it's one-time fee of $10,000. They're not needing to pay you again. But is there equity pricing that's available? Where does that come into play?
Thank you for that question. One of the things that's really important to us as an organization is equity and access. And something that happens in school, I'm a former school counselor, so I saw this happening all the time. We ask kids to calm down and focus, and we're not teaching them how. And so we prioritize working with schools who wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to receive this kind of instruction. And one great trend that we're seeing across the state and the country is that more and more funding partners and state and national governments are giving money towards student wellness and social emotional learning in schools. So for example, Governor DeWine in July 2019 passed a bill allocating $675 million towards student wellness in schools. And so then schools are able to lift up those budgets to partner with us regardless of what neighborhood they're in.
So thank you, Lauren.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren, so much. Appreciate it.